Good morning. Good morning and good morning. How are you this morning? Wow, today's Wednesday. The 4th. The week is almost gone. Was this hump day? Today is hump day. Can you just believe that so much is going on? And I had an experience yesterday that I had to speak on. I was talking to my daughter and she said, "Hey, let's go to lunch together." Every once in a while, we want to bond because, she's busy, I'm busy. So I said, let's do it. So we went to this place called Family Ties, FAMILYTYS. Home style cooking like you would not believe. In fact, I told them that I was going to write a review. I wrote the review already. And then I woke up this morning thinking that food was just so good. We sometimes can do more by not just purchasing something, but showing other people where they can also purchase something that is good. It was just unbelievably delicious. And it wasn't that I ate that much, but they gave me enough that I could have more for today. And not only that, the food just had a delicious taste. They were friendly, the place was clean, and it was packed. When we went in, there were only two people, but right behind us, people kept coming and coming and coming. And I just said, let me just do what I can in my little bit of opportunity to be online and write something about a place that has good food. Good morning, Maurice. And I said again, this place is called Family Ties. They call it, and on short, they say Fam Ties, FAM and then TYS. It's really, really good. So anyway, I was just thinking about you. How often do you frequent a restaurant, an eatery of some sort? That's our word for today, an eatery. Eatery. And for myself, I know I am fussy. I'm not going to lie. I'm extremely fussy about what I eat. I have to look around the place. Is it clean? Is it are there people in the place? Do they look like they're enjoying their meal? I take everything in on my first time in order for me to make it a second time or third time that I will even go in. So the exciting thing for me is that I will definitely go back to this place. I mean, I am telling you, I have enough that I brought food home. And I gave my daughter, we split it. We split it. In fact, I gave her more of some of the stuff that she wanted because, she's not going to cook that often. But when she does, she's a great cook. She's a great cook. But for me, I know that I'm only going to eat so much of it and that's it. But I have enough for today. I have enough for today. My favorite at the restaurant was the white fish. I got the white fish and absolutely enjoyed it. But let me tell you a little bit about something. We can share what we've experienced by helping other people know that certain places, certain establishments are good. We can help each other. That's part of helping the community. If you go to a place and you know it doesn't meet your standards, let other people know. And that means we're going to help them improve what they're serving, and how they're serving it, why they're serving it. We're going to help them with that. I didn't even tell these people that I was going to do this much, but I just decided, let me do this. So anyway, I have a couple of poems that talk about one of the favorite pastimes of America and probably everywhere in the world is to eat something. It doesn't say you have to eat all the time, but to eat something. And so I found this poem online. It doesn't have a owner, but it's called My Favorite Food. And it says, my favorite food is spaghetti. Spaghetti, I love spaghetti. And I do love spaghetti. That's me personally. I love it so much, I can't wait till it's ready. Eating spaghetti is what a fork's for. I eat it until I can eat anymore. I can't eat anymore. Noodles so long, I slurp them with ease. And when I am done, I ask for more, please. Spaghetti, spaghetti, I love to be fed. And when I'm done, my face is all red. I remember when I was a kid, spaghetti was always one of my favorite meals that mommy would make. And it's interesting because we learned, I lived in an all multicultural neighborhood, but my best friend and that I grew up with, Maria, was Italian. So I would eat her mom's and auntie's Italian foods. And one of my favorite was just spaghetti. But they made spaghetti Sicilian style, and then they have Napolitan, which is Naples, Italy, or they have Tuscan. So they're all different. And so after you stay around them a long enough time, the foods were just delicious. And I said I would be 9,000 pounds if I always ate, you know, the quantity that I wanted to eat. I just had an appetite for it. So spaghetti is truly my favorite. What's your favorite food? Put it in there. Do you have a favorite food, Maurice? As I said, I love spaghetti, so that's one of mine that I enjoy eating. Here's another poem I found. It says, I like sizzling sausages. I like bubbling beans. I like mashed potatoes with gravy and greens. I love cold ice cream like chocolate cakes, but most of all I like are the jellies my mom makes. My mother was a woman who would can, vegetables and fruits for our winter time. And only thing I ever watched her make really seriously well and can do is peach preserves. And I love peach preserves, but I don't like it when it's too sweet because she would make it too sweet. But she wouldn't make it where it was sour either. So it was just right. And that's what I'm trying to hone. I'm trying to hone in doing that. Uh, Crab legs and lobster. Okay. So you're a seafood person. Seafood and shrimp. I love seafood. Don't get me, as they said, don't get me wrong. But I'm allergic to it. I developed some kind of thing and forming gout, so I can't have it as much as I like. But every once in a while, I'll take a chance, but not very often. Not very often. Not like I used to. But I that poem, incidentally, I like is by John Foster. I just enjoy the company too. I like really sometimes just going out, because it changes the scenery from home. You can hear other people talking and Wendy's. Wendy's allergic? Okay. All right, your wife is allergic. Okay. Yeah, some people are, they just certain foods don't bother them, other foods do. Like I had an allergy test where they do the strip down your back, and I love squash, but I'm allergic to squash. I don't know. But I every once in a while I'll have it, but I don't make it it's not my staple. My staple is probably, salads and chicken. I think I eat chicken every day. I don't know if you do, but I do. I eat chicken pretty often. So when I look at my word today, which is eateries, it talks about, what would you think an eatery is? Well, an eatery is an establishment. It's going to be a restaurant. It could be a dive. It could be an inn. It could be, what do they also call them? A water hose, a water hole. It could be what do they call them? A dine-in, or it could be a dinery. There's just so many names they call for places where you go eat. And for the longest time, we always say restaurant, but eatery is probably just as good. Or let's go down to the fast food. Those are also establishments of where we eat. So when we look at eatery and we break the word down, um, I want to enjoy wherever I'm going to eat. How about you, Maurice? I have to enjoy my food. If the food's not good, then I don't want it. Plain and simple. Not interested. So it says enjoy, to take delight in. It's such an activity, and eating is an activity. So I want to enjoy whatever it is that I am eating. And I have to be honest with you. I am a person, it starts with my eyes. If I see it and it doesn't look appealing, I'm probably not going to consume it. I may push it around my plate a minute. I may act like I'm liking it, but it's probably just there as I continue my conversation, but I'm not going to eat it. So for me, eatery, really comes up with I must enjoy the place I'm going to eat at. So I said it must be all right. It must be something that I say I'm enjoying it. I'm taking, excitement in it. It says that I'm making it where I'm pleased. I relish in the opportunity to enjoy what I'm eating. I'm amused by it. And I can tell you there's some places I go, I am amused by what they have or the taste that I'm getting from it. It says I need a good spot with people eating there too. Me too. I want to see people in the place. I don't want it to be that I'm the only one in there. Which also gives me question. It gives me great question as to what they are serving. And I've been in a few places where I knew I shouldn't have been in them. But of course, it might be that I was struggling with my time, didn't have much time to get something, or I'm struggling with, trying to make sure that someone else who sent me there gets what they needed. And then I try and I said, I don't know how you can eat this, but it's obviously it's choice. So I look at do I enjoy where I'm going to eat? And he says, I love Papa Ducks. I've never been there. But the place I'm talking about, I don't know, Maurice, have you been there? Family Ties. It's really old Palafox and 9 Mile Road near that challenge. And there's a Walmart there on the corner. And it's it's actually at the back side of that. If you walk along the left side of the building as you face it, it's over there in the corner. The food was just really delicious yesterday. And I felt fairly reasonable. Let's face it. I believe that we're getting to a point where food is costly to purchase for ourselves, for us to prepare it, and it's also costly for people to serve you when you go out. So, the food is just, the cost has gone up tremendously. Well, you have to try it, Maurice. I'm telling you, it's absolutely off the chain. So when I look at the word eatery, so I start off with enjoy, then I want, what is the atmosphere in the place? Okay. Is it well lit enough so I can see what I'm going to eat? Has to be. I ain't gonna lie. I can't have no darkness and I'm going to eat. Like most places, like I love McGuire's, but generally I think I've eaten at McGuire's many and many a time. But my one little thing about McGuire's is that it's not a light enough for me, and I know they have all the money around and all the fans and all those kinds of things. I just need to see my food, So usually when I have something at McGuire's, I probably bring it home because one, it's a lot. And two, I can't really see, all of the things that are there that are good. So I want to see it. So my atmosphere is what I look at, which talks about the ambiance, the climate, the aura, the air of the place, the mood, the feeling I get sitting in there. I am a person who would rather eat my food at the establishment only because I like the food when it's hot. I don't like necessarily warming up food, although I will once I purchased it. But when it's first presented, that for me is when the food tastes its best, but I'll do what I do. So when atmosphere really looks at what's the character of the place, how is it set up? Is it a light atmosphere? Are the people friendly? In terms of when they come to the table and when asking you, are you enjoying it? Does the cook come out? All those kinds of things. I like that. I like it. And yesterday they did that at Family Ties, is that person actually came and they talked to us. They wanted to know what you think. First time. Oh, and the first time people at Family Ties ends up getting a free drink. They have a signature strawberry lemonade. And that was wonderful. We didn't expect it. We We know they were asking us what do we want to drink. They said, well, and we said, well, we're first time. What's good? And when we told them first time, then they gave us our drink at no cost. But also in the atmosphere, I'm looking for the quality of the food. How does it taste? You know, what is it that I'm tasting? You know, does it have a lingering taste that says I need more? You know, also it looks at what's the character and the vibe of the place. How am I feeling up in there? Um, what's the it says what's the overtone and undertone? You know, are people talking? Are they waiting? Like this place is an eat in and a takeout. And I'm telling you, when I passed the place to because I went to another store after my daughter and I ate yesterday, and there were more people in there when I went in just to get a card. And I said, "Oh my goodness!" So streaming with people coming in and out all day long. So what's the overtone, undertone? What's the setting? You know, is it could they use being bigger or? But then I asked them about their setting, and they said, well, they don't even open. They only open to serve food to the general public on Tuesdays to Fridays through Friday. The weekends they do catering, but their food is just so good that you want it catered. That's how good it is. When I move on in my word and I look at my tea, the food has to be tasty. You know, it has to be tasty. So far I want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy the place that I'm in, for the atmosphere, and I want it to be tasty, which it says of food. Is it pleasant to taste? Does it have a distinct flavor that's memorable? Will I come back? Will I offer it, you know, an opportunity for others to come? Ambience is good. Ambience is, it's a great word, you know, for setting the atmosphere, is looking at ambience. um, Taste, he talks about, is it delicious? Is it palatable? Is it pleasant to my taste? You know, it says it's luscious or mouth-watering and delectable. I like that word. Is it delectable, appetizing, inviting, tempting? You know, where you say, look, I know I had some, but I need to go back and try it again. Hey, Erica, good morning. Good morning. Today our word is eatery. And I was telling Maurice here that I went yesterday to Family Ties on the corner of Old Palafox and 9 Mile Road. Absolutely delicious, delicious, delicious. I just enjoyed it so much that I said, Lord knows, I want to be a service to the community that I live in, that I partake of what it is that they're either selling, and I support our businesses out there. Um, and the food was flavorful. We're on Tasty. It's flavorful to me. It had a delicious smell and taste. I mean, it was just there, and overall, it was just yum yum. It was yum yum. I would go back. I will go back again, most assuredly. Um, Including their desserts. The people loved they were coming in there buying these red velvet cupcakes. They were just flying out with pecans on top. So the red velvet, and so my daughter got a red velvet. I got a key lime. You know, as they do on TikTok. Come on now, it was just that good. It was just that good. So for me, taste is important when I go to a restaurant. I don't want people to have me pay my money and it's not right. Now I am a person that I will send stuff back, and either I'll get something else, but I don't want what I sent back. I don't want it. You know, I don't want people. I have this thing about food being tepid. If the food is supposed to be hot, then it needs to be served hot. Because if it's tepid, then that means you let it, you know, the flame go down too low, or it's not turned up high enough, you know, period. So for me, I want taste to be at the right temperature. That's for me. Um, my E in eatery is good morning, Candace. How are you, my friend? My longtime working friend at the government. How are you doing, sweetie? Today we're talking about eateries, you know, and I know we've gone out to dinner together, and lunches when we work together. So you know what I'm talking about. You know how fussy I am I used to have some people that that worked with me that said, "Let Dr. Winborn go last. we know we know she may have age and all that other stuff, but let her go last because we want to eat within the time frame that we have to eat in." Since I'm the person too, I'll send it back. I send it back. I mean, you know, but I give them all the instructions before they even bring it out. I'm not gonna lie. I give them the instructions, such as I tell them I want it hot. Not that it's just hot. You know, if the food is supposed to be at a certain temperature, it needs to be at that temperature. I'll tell them. So if it comes to me and it's not, then I send it back. Like I got a soup the other day and the soup wasn't hot. Oh, I was disappointed. Plain and simple. I sent it back. We all show up for eating show. That's right. Hey. Good morning, Kiwanis. Another work friend that I used to work with. Oh my goodness. That is too funny. But we also would come for lunch and sometimes for dinners. So food had to be right. It just has to be right. So for me, my T is for tasty. My E is for edible. Can I even get it in? Can if it's smelling bad? No. No, thank you. Take it off my bill. It's not right. Okay. Um, and I know I know I eat smaller meals than what I used to, but even if I'm going someplace, like my favorite little what I say pop in place is Everman's. I go to the health food place, the co-op, and I will get something off the bar that I know is good. And their chicken is always good. It's just baked chicken. Okay. And I like their cucumber and tomato salad. So that's my go-to lunch, when I'm downtown working. But see, after a while, we know where to go in town that can become our best eateries. But I have to have things that are edible. Okay. If I'm smelling something, then that would be a no. If I see something, that would be a no. And I have sent food back if something has landed or I've seen something, like, some of the outdoor places, I know to cover my food up. But if I'm inside and some of the things that are flying around from outside are inside, I have a problem. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, I have a problem. But anyway, in terms of edible, is it fit or suitable to eat? Should I eat it? Okay. Is it safe to eat? Is it wholesome? Is it consumable? Is it good to eat? Period. Is it palatable and is it digestible? To me, that all says either it's a yes on all of those or it would be a no for me. It would be a no for me. Would it, Randy Jackson, you say that no, dog, it's a no for me. That it would be. I just know who I am. And I think sometimes we go out thinking that what they're doing is certainly good for us. But sometimes we have to question, hey, wait a minute, this is not at the right temperature. This is not what I ordered. You got the order wrong. Like I don't like you to put condiments on my food. I will do it. You put too much. So if I do it, I'm only going to put enough. And if I'm not going to eat it all right away, then I take things off of it, like tomatoes and all those kinds of things that would make the sandwich, what I would call soggy later on. I'm just not gonna do it. So I know who I am. Hey, good morning. Good morning, Tammy. Looking good, girl. I saw the pictures online. Looking really, really good. All right. But eateries are trickery to us sometimes. Sometimes we see them and we think of how they used to be. And then we try it and we say, that is not how, they changed the recipe. How many of us have gone to restaurants and the recipes have changed? I'm a fussy person, so I know what it's supposed to taste like. And then we have this. So edible to me says I need to be able to eat it. If I can't, then it probably is going back or it'll go in the garbage. And sometimes I got to be honest, I've wasted my money because I've driven away. And most establishments have signs that say, if you take it away, then it's yours. If you want to complain, you have to complain while you're here. Okay. Now, some of the fast food restaurants, they may take it back if you bring your receipt. So sometimes we have to be understanding of what it is, not only that we're buying, but whether or not we're being treated fairly, or we're asking for what is reasonable. Because if they post things, we need to say that we've read them. We need to say, my R of eatery is reasonable. And reasonable in this instance is the cost. Is it reasonable? I know that food has gone up. I know it. I know that people are short on wait staff and different people that serve, or even the cooks. I think I went in a place the other day and there were signs on the door that they were looking for cooks and I guess they call them sous chefs, the one that could assist before the meal is actually put together finally, and the pots are on the in the skeleton stuff. So that was interesting to me, because I'm thinking, well, you all are open, but you're still saying, and to me that the fallout from the pandemic is that everything has changed. Um, People are demanding more money, but yet and still is there money in what I would call service jobs available. You have to look at the possibilities of maybe not, only because the businesses are struggling. They're advertising as you walk in the door to get something to eat, that they're letting you know that we're looking for cooks and we're looking for this and we're looking for that. So word of mouth, and certainly what I call the lowest level of advertisement is just to put something on a counter or on the door. But then they're also probably doing Indeed and all these other kinds of marketing services to get people's attention that their help is needed. But the bottom line in those kind of service jobs also speaks to money. How much are they being paid? One time my daughter was working at I want to say like a fast food restaurant. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember which one it was, but she just swore she had so much money, and didn't read the fine print that they were only paying her $2.99 an hour, because the rest they expected her to work for in her tips. And so she had, tip money and she was getting it in, but then she didn't realize that the tip money, so she got the check and the check was like $74 for 2 weeks worth of work. And so she was pretty upset. I was trying to explain to her that that's how it's done. That's how it's done. They expect you to work for your tips, even though they're only going to give you a baseline for what your services are. And I think some establishments, I think McDonald's might have gone up to $15, but you're not really tipped at McDonald's, so they have to pay it all out. But the places that require tips, it's just different. My R in eatery is reasonable. Reasonable cost for me, which says within reason. Does it make sense? Is it practical? Is it sensible? Is it appropriate? Is it suitable? Is it fitting? And is it proper for me to pay X amount of dollars? I went someplace recently with someone and they went up 100% on the cost of the item that I was buying in a restaurant. And I said, well, that's ridiculous. I could see maybe 30%, but 100%. So where something before cost, $5.99, now it's 13. It's actually 100%, $13.99. Excuse me. And then they still want a tip, and you will still tip. So it gets to be very expensive. So I look at how reasonable things are. And my why is interesting, because my why was all over the place. My why for me, oh, you're welcome, Tammy. My why for me is the fact that I want to be able to say, yes, I will come again. Yes, it was delicious. Yes, the atmosphere was right. I want to be able to say, yes, go visit them. Long, YAAAS, yes, which is the urban way of saying yes. It says it's a strong expression of excitement, of approval, of agreement. It is what we say when we are feeling pretty good about what we're eating and what we're seeing and how we're feeling. And and what we're taking with us when we leave. Not just a good feeling, but also some extras, because we were given enough food. um, I went to one place one time, and they had actually cut down on the prices, but cut down on the food amount, the size, the portion size, and gone up on the prices. So we also have to look at that. So I don't know. That's one industry I know I wouldn't want to be in. I like H&O when I first moved downtown. Me too. I did H&O. I did. H&O was really good. And they used to pack people in all the time. And also there's another one over on Cervantes Coffee Cup. I used to like going there. So they have like what I call, they're like old community places of establishments to eat, and people that are from the area know them. You know, the newer ones are coming are also pretty good. They have a vegetarian one. They have of course, I love the co-ops, so I go to either Everman's on 9 Mile or Everman's on Garden Street. I love those. So those are probably one of my favorite fast in and out that I can get something or have a meeting with somebody and feel that I wasn't overly, committed for payment, but it was a reasonable payment. And I could say my yes when I left up out of there because I got full. So that's for me. But when somebody says yes, it's a strong agreement, that it was worth it. There was some excitement in it. You would approve it. You would agree that people should go there. And to me, when you can give a business a 5-star rating or 4-star, if it's only 4 stars available, then that means you've given them the highest, acknowledgement that their food was good. And I think I think all establishments should certainly have them. And sometimes on Google you can find them. I did Family Ties today on Google this morning. And if you don't do anything else, read my write up, which was rather long. But I also, because they were asking questions that really pretty much talked about what you ordered, what you received, how well you liked it. Would you give them a review and all of that? And I did just that. But listen, today's Wednesday. Do you have plans? Anybody have plans to go out to lunch, breakfast tomorrow, or dinner this week? Anybody? I'm going to go back to family ties, family ties on Friday probably, and I'll grab something that I will have because I'm going to be busy the weekend. But I'll grab something that I will have. This weekend is my jazz weekend, so I will be a jazz head all weekend long. So after Thursday, after Thursday's Rotary meeting that I'm running, after I do that, and then Friday I have my vlog with you all. Are you stuck? Come Saturday and Sunday, I am in the mood for just music. I'll be listening to nothing but great, national and international recording jazz artists. So I'm looking forward to that. My favorite is coming, which is Gerald Albright. I love Gerald Albright. I also love Eric Darius. I love Eric Darius, Boney James. So all of those folks will be in our community this weekend. And I'm going to help them celebrate by jazzing it up with them. I'm looking forward to it. But listen, you all have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Think of some place you'd like to go. If you want to know more about Family Ties, just look them up, and you're in the area. Look up Family Ties. But be the critic for the money that you're spending when you go out there. Don't keep going to places that only give you a little bit of food, and you only like the first bite. Let them know that they need to step up their game. And to me, it's not just the fact that people don't come, but the fact is that people are vulnerable to going to those establishments that aren't up to par. But there's a lot of establishments in our area that are really, really good. And so I will sing their praises when I can. But listen, you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. If you don't do anything else, you don't have to send me any money, none of that kind of stuff. But if you would just hit share, I would love it. I hope to see you again soon on Friday. Are you stuck? Sometimes we get stuck. Don't get stuck with your food, though, okay? Love you guys. I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Thank you.